Coming up next on In the Hot Seat, of course, I will be talking about the King of the Ring tournament. Should it come back on pay-per-view and give our thoughts on that? And as well, of course, I do have a couple of things that I will be talking about. So with that being said, you know what's coming up next, and that's right, roll my intro.
You are watching the most interactive professional wrestling discussion show on the internet. WWE Impact Wrestling,
ROH Wrestling,
pro wrestling at its finest on In the Hot Seat with your host, Fortminorproject.
Alright, what's going on, guys, and welcome to this week's episode for In the Hot Seat. Of course, as always, I got a great show lined up for you guys. And as well, I'm being joined by my guest at this time. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up? I'm What Pisses Me Off 710 from YouTube, and you can check out my link on the bottom, and yeah.
Alright, it's a pleasure to have you here on the show, and I'm going to kick things off here, and that is going into the King of the Ring. And do you think it should come back on pay-per-view, and what are your thoughts overall on the King of the Ring?
Yeah, I definitely agree that there should be some kind of King of the Ring. I don't know about a pay-per-view, but they should definitely bring back King of the Ring in some capacity. I mean, it makes them, have something to look forward to. Like if they did something like on a Raw and then have the King of the Ring winner, get a title shot or something. You know what I mean? Have that match mean something. That tournament means something again. I mean,
yeah. To me, I think they should definitely bring it back on. Even if it's on a Raw, that's fine with me. They did that before, and they were starting to bring it back every once in a while. So even if they bring it back on pay-per-view, I think that would be fine too. Maybe just get rid of bragging rights and then have that as a pay-per-view. I think that would be perfectly fine. And just have that tournament to have someone win it, and as well eventually have a shot for the championship, which I think would be cool. So that's basically it when it comes to my thoughts on that. And moving along into the next topic here, and what are your thoughts? Do you think RVD will eventually come back to the WWE and have his last run there? Or what are your thoughts on that?
I think it would be cool to see RVD back again. I mean, he was good in the WWE when he was there. I mean, he was, he's good in TNA. I don't see a problem with him in TNA. People have their problems with him saying that he's getting slow or whatever. I don't see it.
Yeah.
But my personal opinion, I think, RVD still got a lot of steam behind him. If he wants to come back to WWE, all for it. I'm all for it, and it should be cool. And maybe he'll get inducted in the Hall of Fame. Who knows?
Oh, wow. Yeah, to me, I have no problems with RVD or anything. I think he's a good wrestler, and will he eventually come back to the WWE? I'm sure about that. Just a matter of if and when, and it's really up to him. So I think another run having him going back to the WWE would be actually pretty close. So, with his run in TNA, it has been, fairly decent. So, not too sure what's going to happen next now that we saw that attack by Gunn and him taking him out. So, I don't know if they're going to go into a feud or if he's going to actually eventually have one last one with the company. So, we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen next with that storyline or what's going to happen next with RVD. So, that's it when it comes to that. And speaking of TNA, I'm going to continue on things with that. And what are some top stars do you think that have been champion or that hasn't been champion that should be champion in TNA?
Christopher Daniels is definitely one of those superstars that needs, a wrestler that needs a freaking world title. I mean, he's been with the company for, since it started, I think. And, he definitely deserves it more than anybody. I mean, that's just my personal opinion on him, but I would love to see AJ Styles get the title again. Who knows? But, Bobby Roode's the next thing right now, so.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, definitely, I do agree with you on that one, also as well a couple of other stars that I think should be champion. With that one, namely with Jeff Hardy in time. I like with the slow build-up that they're doing. Eventually, I think he will be a world champion for sure. The Pope, definitely, they were starting to do some things with him, but really they haven't been doing too much, so I think if they have really given him a proper build-up, I think the Pope will be, definitely next in line for contendership and stuff like that, so definitely...
Did you hear that he was in the Dark Knight friggin' movie now?
No, I didn't actually hear about that. That's news to me.
Yeah, he's got a cameo in friggin' Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, tremendous. I'll definitely have to hopefully check that out sometime. Really just continuing on here with that, probably AJ Styles, definitely, of course, I agree, and definitely James Storm, looks like he's going to be next in line too as well. So just guys like that, the veterans, and with the Pope and everything like that. So that's it with my thoughts on that. And going into the next topic, and what are top stars to you are to look out for this year in the WWE?
Dolph Ziggler, definitely one of those guys that's probably going to be the world champion, WWE champion. He's just really, really up and coming, and he's really something. I mean, he's just really good in the ring. I mean, he's just great on the microphone. I mean, he's just the total package, in my opinion, and he will be the future of WWE in a really short time. And also, I would have to say Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is freaking amazing as well.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you. Those are some of the guys that I do have on the list. I definitely like what they're doing with Cody Rhodes, and he's doing really well with his gimmick and everything. Same thing goes with Dolph Ziggler, and both of them looking to be world champions soon. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually become world champion. I think that would be pretty tremendous there. Speaking of the world champion, of course, Daniel Bryan is on this list. I'm sure he's going to do some more things going into 2012 and start doing a lot more stuff as well. So I do like what they're doing with him as of late as well. Sheamus also on this list too. Maybe we'll get to see him doing some more programs, and he's looking to hopefully win the Royal Rumble. And also another guy on this list that I have last, and that is Wade Barrett. Of course, I've been liking as well what they do with him. So those are just some of the guys I think are to look out for in 2012, and definitely are some of my favorite wrestlers currently at this time. And that's basically it, what I have there. And really getting into the last topic, and basically with this, and what is basically pissing you off in wrestling, if there is anything that you dislike about what's going on right now.
Pretty much TNA. I think they have a shitload of problems. It's just every time I watch it, I feel like, why the hell am I watching this? It's like, it's a total waste of time. Like, every single time I watch TNA, I feel like, what the hell did I just watch? It's like every pay-per-view is always shortchanged, in my opinion. I mean, imagine if I paid for fucking... Because I wanted to see Jeff Hardy win. This is my personal opinion.
Right.
I'm all for Bobby Roode, but, why end pay-per-views on fucking the way they do it is beyond me. I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, and there really isn't too much bothering me at this current time, but I understand what you're saying with that. And hopefully they'll change things up with the World Heavyweight Championship going into their pay-per-views and actually having a World Championship lasting a little bit longer. So we'll have to wait and see if things are going to change. And so far, as of right now, to me, in my opinion, I think TNA is doing pretty well. Hopefully they'll do better things going into this year, and continue to do good. So I have been enjoying the last few weeks, so hopefully they will keep it up. But that's it with me and with my thoughts on that. And that's basically it when it comes to all the topics and everything. Is there anything else you would like to talk about before we end the show, or is there any shout-outs that you would like to give to as well?
What did you think of SmackDown? I thought it was a great show.
Yeah, I thought it was a good show. I enjoyed it this week.
What are your thoughts on Daniel Bryan turning heel?
I actually talked about this on a recent show, and I like what they're doing with this one. And to me, it looks like they're still trying to tease the Big Show, trying to turn heel. So I want to see where this is going. Definitely with their feud and with Mark Henry, the Big Show, and Daniel Bryan, that whole thing. I have been enjoying that, and I want to see where this continues. And you might see a triple threat at the Royal Rumble. I'm not really too sure about that. Or I'm sure it'll probably be Daniel Bryan against the Big Show. But I like what they're doing, and I think Daniel Bryan's doing it pretty damn well as a heel, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Daniel Bryan is awesome on the microphone. I was really surprised how good he was actually this week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like he came up really, really fast and just got really, really good really fast. I mean, he was great in the ring, but like now he's just like amazing on microphone skills. Just like he's just at a new level right now that nobody's on right now.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah, but that's basically it with the show. Is there any shout-outs do you want to give out before we end the show completely?
No, that's it.
Alright, so it's a pleasure to have you here on the show. Hopefully we'll get to have you back on the show. And that's about it for this episode from the Hot Seat. Of course, guys, be sure to leave a like and as well a comment. And be sure to talk about what we talked about with the topics and everything. Feel free to leave video spots whichever you feel like doing is fine with me. But that about does it for this week, for episode 4 In the Hot Seat. And until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.